Hello and welcome back to Trends. Today I'm with Tim Skevington, Managing Director of Richmont, Thailand, a leading property real estate company in Bangkok. Today we're talking about ultra luxury property to buy and to rent in Bangkok. We're at the wonderful Ritz-Carlton Residences Bangkok at Mahanakorn Tower, and you are watching Trends. Tim, can you give us an introduction to Richmont, Thailand?
Certainly. We were established in 2002, so we've been involved in the real estate sector in Thailand for more than 20 years. We've been really focusing on luxury more in the last 7 or so years. Prior to that, we were actually mainly involved in selling projects, new developments in Bangkok in particular, overseas. So we were one of the first agencies to take a lot of developers on overseas roadshows to sell Thai property abroad. Then we saw an opportunity in the luxury market as the luxury market started to develop in Thailand, because it's quite a recent phenomenon actually, particularly in Bangkok, that we've got, for example, branded residences.
And how is the ultra luxury property market performing last year compared to the lower segments?
It's actually a bit quiet, I would say, throughout all segments at the moment. We spoke earlier and I mentioned to you that unexpectedly for a lot of people, but it was happening worldwide. The ultra luxury market in particular was very active during COVID. So we have had a drop off since then. So it's still active, but it's not at that level, unfortunately. Wealthy people, of course, are less affected by interest rates and mortgages, which are affecting the sort of mid-range more. They're probably more affected by sort of global uncertainty, other factors. So the market's definitely there, but it's not as it was, I would say, two years ago.
Okay, if a buyer comes to you and they're looking to buy property, say in Bangkok, is there product available? Or is the market lacking product, or are we oversupplied at the moment?
I would say that in the luxury segment, we are not oversupplied. We have inventory, we have a good choice, but actually there's not really any new build. There are some projects on the horizon, but they won't be ready for quite a few years yet. So I think actually now is an opportunity. You probably expect me to say this as I'm a real estate agent, but it's a genuine opportunity to have a look around at luxury inventory that remains now, because there will probably be a period in a year or so when there really is very little choice.
How about the pricing? Because Bangkok is an aviation hub regionally, but how do we compare in terms of property price to Singapore and Hong Kong? Are we still great value?
Well, I'd say we certainly are, David, and one of the main reasons for that is because there are cooling measures in Singapore and Hong Kong. So for foreigners in particular, or even for locals if they buy more than one property, there are additional taxes. That isn't the case in Thailand. So I think that that's drawing actually foreign buyers to Thailand, but it also, to answer your question, makes Thailand actually a good investment option right now in the region.
Who's buying? Europeans, Americans, traditional money, Chinese, Indians, Thai market? Who's actually buying at the moment?
Actually, it's a mixture of all sorts. So
Russians?
Not particularly Russians in Bangkok. They're buying more in resort areas, but in Bangkok, not so much. Chinese, certainly, but also Thai people. I think a lot of Thai people have made some money, entrepreneurs in particular, and they are tending to buy, and people are tending to buy with cash. We had actually quite a number of Americans, North Americans and Europeans during COVID, because they'd been absent, I would say, from the market for a while. In terms of foreigners, it was mainly people from Singapore or Hong Kong or China. So we did have we have a good mix of buyers.
And are customers buying units for an investment or to actually live in, residential?
For ultra luxury or luxury, it's mainly a personal investment, so it's for their own use. A lot of people buy as a third, fourth, fifth home.
An Asian bolt hole.
Yeah. Even a weekend bolt hole for a lot of people, within the region. We know that Bangkok's a fantastic place, and not all hotel rooms are always available. Why not buy your own place? But it's interesting because there is such good rental demand in Bangkok as business is improving, and very little of this sort of property available for rent. It is actually a good rental investment, whereas normally you could expect quite a low yield for a luxury property because you're paying so much for it. In the Ritz-Carlton residences, Bangkok, for example, you can expect a net yield of about 3 to 4%, which is actually unusually high. It's normally a lot lower than that. So it's only a little bit lower than perhaps a sort of mid-segment investment.
Does that branded residence bring extra value to a property development?
Absolutely, yeah, without question.
So that brand equity is going to help on you selling,
yeah,
and obviously the long-term value.
The long-term value, because people know what they're getting. I mean, the Ritz-Carlton, for example, is a global brand with global services, and people from anywhere in the world know exactly what they're going to get. It really sets a standard, and for example, we have had buyers who haven't physically visited, but they are comfortable buying with a video walkthrough, and because of the brand, because they know exactly what they can expect. So in those terms, it really does make a big difference.
And does the old saying remain true? If you buy property, location, location, location. Is that true for Bangkok?
It is. It's true for everywhere, but perhaps.
And what locations in Bangkok would be the hot property destinations?
Yeah, I think it's down to lifestyle or increasingly convenience because of our traffic. But it's down to lifestyle too. It's down to the building and the services within the building. We've got a brilliant SkyTrain system now. Here at the Ritz-Carlton residences, we can commute easily or travel easily because there's a direct bridge walkway to Chongnong-Si station. So in terms of location, we can get anywhere within Bangkok very easily. So it's not that critical if you don't mind traveling by BTS. But I think the most interesting addresses or areas for people looking at luxury property are CBD, Saturn, where we are now, also around Lumpini Park, and there's quite a lot going on around there, and it's a very nice place to live. Lang Suan, Ton Son.
What about the old destination, the river?
Yeah, the riverside actually has really grown in recent years. I mean, even just 5 or 7 years ago, there wasn't really much at the riverside, but there is now, and any new project is generally one of the more expensive in the downtown area of Bangkok, and rightly so. I mean, the views are stunning. There are more and more amenities there, Icon Siam and such.
With Richmont, Thailand, are you exclusively handling residential developments, Or do you also handle, say, hotels and resorts? If I was an owner and I owned a resort and I wanted to sell, would you handle that? Or do you really just focus on luxury residential?
We really just focus on luxury residential. We have some other properties such as land or resorts on our books, but it's not something that we specialize in. We really specialize in luxury residential, primarily in Bangkok, but also in some resort areas like Phuket.
I'm from the UK originally, you're from the UK originally, and the UK property market is suppressed at the moment, as are property markets around the world. When do you think the market's going to bounce back?
In the UK?
Globally?
Globally, I think interest rates have a big part in what's going on at the moment, and I think from what I've read at least, there is speculation that rates might reduce, and I think that hopefully, in the second half, if that's the case, the market might come back, not just here more, but everywhere.
Are the conflicts that we see in Ukraine and the Middle East also impacting purchases?
I think they are perhaps more nearer to those areas, because I think the conflicts, for example, in Ukraine is probably one reason for the increase in interest in property in Phuket, because we have a lot of Russians buying in Phuket. And I think the conflicts maybe perhaps, or the uncertainty in the Middle East, that has stimulated, I think, Dubai, for example. It's the flee of cash or investment to safe havens, which can benefit these destinations.
Tim, we're talking about these luxury properties that are available. Do you have one to show us?
Absolutely. Please come with me.
So Tim, what are you showing me here?
Right, well, this is a Sky residence, and it's 345 square meters.
Oh my goodness.
And it's got 3 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, and it's pretty amazing.
Before you show me around, earlier you mentioned that China is an important buyer's market. On that note, I'd like to introduce you to Kunsani.
Hello, welcome. Hello， 大家好，我是 Sunny， 在泰国。今天呢，我们在曼谷的第一豪宅丽思卡尔顿。那站在我旁边呢是这个销售公司的总监Tim。Hello Tim, how are you?
Hello Sunny, nice to see you.
Likewise. 我知道我们中国的观众朋友们都是对泰国的投资非常感兴趣的。那我们今天就来问一问几个问题，大家所关心的问题。So I have some questions from the Chinese audience.
Sure.
So what is the difference between freehold and lease?
Okay, so freehold means that you would own a property forever, whereas a leasehold in Thailand means that you could own it for 30 or up to 60 years only.
Oh, I see. As a Chinese, we love to own everything forever.
Yes.
So is the Ritz-Carlton one actually is freehold?
The Ritz-Carlton Residences Bangkok is freehold, yes.
Fantastic. And what is your top 4 feeder market, let's say? So like the main buyers are coming from which country?
I think the main buyers are from Hong Kong, from Singapore, China, and more than any, Thailand.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 所以说我们中国还有香港的话，其实还是蛮多人买的，然后是这个top 4的这个排名。So tell me about the investment returns. A lot of people say, oh, don't buy in Thailand. You buy, you're never able to sell it. Is that true?
Actually, I think you need to choose the right property. So here we have an ultra luxury property, and that sort of market is quite different than the mid segment, for example. So I think in ultra luxury, the investment is very secure, and actually the returns are also quite good, unusually high actually for luxury real estate.
And could you please give us an indication, like what kind of like yearly growth?
Well, annual growth has been around about 5%, I would say, in recent years. Prior to that, it was a bit higher. But since the pandemic, the growth rate has reduced somewhat.
I see. And how about the rental return?
The rental return here, as I mentioned, is actually quite good because there are so few luxury property markets for rent and the demand is quite high. So typically you can expect between 3 and 4% net, which is very high for luxury.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah.
So is your company also like help people to rent it out if people buy it as an investment?
Yes, we can. We can look after all aspects of renting it out, looking after the tenant, checking the inventory, and of course checking them out at the end of the tenancy.
Tim, where are we?
We're at the Sky Residence Show Gallery, Sunny. This is our premier unit, premier show unit. It's 345 square meters. We're on the 62nd floor, and I'm looking forward to showing you around.
Great, let's have a look. Wow, that's the bath. 哇，这个浴缸好大呀。So how many people can fit in?
Well, as many as you like, I think.
Oh, and look at the view, my God.
Absolutely, yeah. This is the prime spot, I think, to see all that, and a lot more as well. This is looking north over the city, and we can see the SkyTrain down there as well. This is the main CBD of Bangkok.
真是有一种一览众山小的感觉呀。So is this the master bedroom?
Yes, this is the master suite. We're facing north as we were from the bathroom, and also west over there where you can see the airport, 20 kilometers away.
所以这个是我们的一个主卧室，然后主卧室的话，那边我们刚刚看了有一个那个超大浴缸的洗手间，然后那边的话还有一个非常非常好的一个什么 walk-in closet， 一会儿我们可以看一下。Wow, this is fantastic.
Well, there's more, Sunny. This is the study, which could be converted into another sort of room if you wanted to. A library or even a walk-in wardrobe.
Nice. So is the furniture all included?
The furniture is all included, yes.
Oh, well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting comfortable here. So Tim, tell me, like, how much is this one?
This one, Kunsani is asking $6.5 million, which is 230 million baht.
So 是650万美金，650万美金，同志们。Okay, so how many units in this building?
Totally, there are 209 residences in the whole building.
Yeah.
But there are only about 30 left for sale.
Only 30 left.
Only 30 left for sale,
Wow.
and this is one of the only Sky residences left too.
我只能说一句话，这个有钱人真的是很多呀。So can you maybe give us some like hint, like what kind of profile people actually are the residents here?
Actually, we have all sorts of people. We've got Thai people, we've got foreigners, we've got quite a few celebrities. So you'll meet all sorts of people in the facilities areas and also in the lift lobby.
Fantastic, yeah. And then you have this one for kids too, for people who have 2 kids or have like guest room. So this is all included, right?
Everything is included. All the furniture is included that you see here. It's actually fully prepared to move in. You just need a suitcase.
So even the small decorations is also
Even
included.
the small decorations.
Wow.
Yes. And we can put something in the fridge for you too, if you like.
所以
with
说
bubbles.
我们这个650万美金的话，是所有东西都包括了，也包括这个花，包括这个毛毯都包括了，对吗？那还是蛮值的，是不是？
And this is another bedroom, Sunny.
Wow, so
this
total
is the 3rd bedroom.
3 bedroom. So how big in total? What is the square meters?
The entire apartment is 345 square meters.
Oh wow, very spacious.
And the ceilings are extra high, 3.4 meters, which is very unusually.
3米4，哇，这个真的是好高。So what is the facilities and service fees?
So we have facilities or services from the Ritz-Carlton hotel group.
Yeah.
So there's a concierge service. There are lots of Marriott hotel group benefits. But in addition, there are residence facilities on the 7th floor. We have a very large lounge area, a swimming pool, a gym, a lovely theatre room.
Oh, wow.
We've got pool rooms. We've got a spa. And then on the 54th floor, we've actually got a residence lounge with coffee area, meeting rooms.
Wow.
Everything can be arranged through the concierge service in the reception.
And then all of that are free of charge to the residents?
All free of charge, all included for
wow.
residents. Yeah.
So like how much per square meters is the service fee?
The service fee is 175 baht per square meter.
Okay, so it's about 20 RMB per square meters. 我也不知道我算的对不对啊，反正他刚刚讲了是差不多是100泰铢一个平方米，那这边的话是300个平方米，大家可以算一下每个月的这个服务费是多少钱。那当然说有这个服务费的话，它那些泳池呀，然后那些会议室呀，然后这些设备全部都是免费给我们使用的。
Tim, thanks so much for showing us around the Sky Residence. Absolutely amazing. Kun Sunny, you've been a brilliant host showing us around. And thank you for watching Trends.
点赞。
Guangzhou.
评论。